Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We are back. This is our sixth episode of our new series that we've been running now for several months. Our sessions prior to today have mostly been around reporting and merchandise planning and OpentoBuy. And in our last session, we really leaned into the 6 steps of OpentoBuy, which really had a continuous theme of learning, knowing, understanding, solving, executing, and teaching and evolving. And all of that conversation really led us right into the topic of competition and staying aware and monitoring your competitors, and really being able to do that in an easy way so that you can continue to do it and not have it be a one and done thing. So hence today's topic, it is staying ahead, how retailers can track competitors and uncover retail insights. So we have lots to cover today. I'm actually super excited for today's topic. So we will get through some quick introductions, but before we do, a couple things. We are recording this session. Everybody that has registered will get the recorded link after this session. There's a lot of tactical tips and tricks in today's deck. So we're also going to send you a link in that email where you can download the presentation. So feel free to take pictures of certain slides, but just know that you will all get the link and you can download the deck as well. Also, there's a question pane on the right side. Feel free, type a question in. We will save 10 or 15 minutes at the end to answer any questions. Even if we don't get to your question in the live session, we will absolutely answer it via email afterwards. All right, with that, we will jump in. We'll start with some quick introductions. We have Dr. Michele Burton joining us from Montclair State University. We have Jeff Sward, founding partner from Merchandising Metrics. Dmitry, CEO of Ant USA. Jeff Dillion, Director of Operations from Ant USA. And then my name is Michele Salerno, and I am the CGO here at Celerant. So Michele, kick us off. Just give us a little bit of background about your role and Montclair State University.
Okay, I'll just take a few moments. So I'm at Montclair State University. I am in our fashion merchandising program, and we actually have fashion merchandising and fashion design. So we have a total of about 250 students here in northern New Jersey. So we're under the art and design umbrella, but it's a fantastic program that teaches students all about fashion merchandising. Specifically, students take classes such as retail math, fashion marketing, textiles, consumer behavior. So lots of great opportunities for students to learn all about the fashion industry.
Awesome, thank you so much. And Jeff, a word about Merchandising Metrics.
Good afternoon. Quick rundown. I started in retail in department stores like Macy's and Saks Fifth Avenue, specialty stores like Abercrombie and American Eagle, brands like Polo Ralph Lauren and Donna Karan, and then spent years in private labels. So I come at it from lots of different angles. So thanks.
Awesome. And Jeff or Dmitry, who's going to introduce Ant USA?
I'll take it. So Professor Burton mentioned they teach math. That's what we're all about. Merchandise financial planning, OpentoBuy. We help you see your business through the goggles of numbers, and then trust you to know the empirical knowledge of your business and your trends to manipulate the numbers to come out with an executable, manageable process to marry your inventory to your demand plan, to your forecast.
Awesome, thank you. And for those of you, I know we have a lot of retailers on today's call who are already using Celerant software, but for those of you who are not, Celerant technology, we are a retail software provider. So all your sales channels in one system, your stores, your inventory, your point of sale, your e-commerce, your mobile shopping app, even digital marketing, which really is today's topic. So we have 2 systems, Cumulus and Stratus. Ant USA also has 2 systems, Retail Optia and Buyer's Toolbox. And so depending on the system, the integrations could vary. But really what's exciting is we have experts on this call who have decades of retail experience from all different journeys here. So there's a lot to learn from our panelists. And so thank you all for joining as always. So I think Dmitry said it best yesterday when we were prepping. We were joking and we said our sessions up until now have been about merchandise planning, which, Jeff, like you said, is math. And that can be about as boring as broccoli.
Hey.
Sometimes. And today is more like Godiva chocolate because it's marketing and it's digital and it's probably a little more fun. Clearly, you can tell I'm a marketer. But this slide is basically what we're talking about today. How to monitor your competitors and how important that is. I'll say first that there's really two ways to think about this. And Jeff Sward, you said this yesterday. There's the more traditional way, which is you need to know all about your competitors. You need to know exactly what they're doing and when they're doing it and what differentiates you. And then there's a slightly different mantra, maybe a newer one, where people will say, don't worry about your competitors. Just be you and keep doing you and worry less about them and only your business. I am somewhere in the middle. My feeling is you need to know what your competitors are doing, because if you don't know what they're doing, then how do you know that you're being different and you're differentiating your business? So I'll start by saying the goal in doing this is not to copy your competitors. The goal is to learn, be aware, so that you can really differentiate your business, because you want to be different, you want to be memorable, and you want your customers to know who you are, and you want to have a unique tone to your business. So we've got 8 things listed here. We're going to first get into competitive shopping. We're going to talk about visiting your competitors' websites, looking at their product pages, staying aware of what they're doing and when. Some of these things are straightforward, right? Joining their newsletter subscription, getting on their email automations, get their text messages. A lot of this is pretty straightforward, but who is actually doing it and consistently paying attention? Online reviews, we're going to talk about Google alerts. How many of you have Google alerts even set up? It's so simple and it costs nothing. So we're going to walk through how to do that. SEO, we're going to talk a lot about SEO and paid ads and ad monitoring and social media and social listening. So that's a lot of stuff. So we're going to jump in. We have a stat here just to kick us off. 74% of executives say competitor intel improves planning. Yet, only 10% have a dedicated process for it. And I will say here at Celerant, for almost 20 years, I've led our marketing team. And a conversation I have always had with our CEO is, well, what about our competitive research? And And yes, of course, we all want to do it. We all know we need to do it, but it's hard to find the time. And we might have the right intent. We might start to do it, and then we'll lose sight of it because we're busy. Everybody's so busy doing everything else. So this stat right here, it just really shows how important it is, yet how few people are actually doing it and doing it consistently and have a dedicated process for it.
I guess what this reinforces too, Michele, is that it's not a one and done like many of us think.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep. All right, so let's start with a poll question. We like to always get our audience engaged and see where everybody's at, so it helps us kind of frame our conversation here. So I'm going to put it up in just a second, but let me read it. How and how often do you track your competitors? Answers are straightforward there. I rarely do this. I follow the buzz, meaning just the news or social. I dedicate time for this task regularly. And then I have tools or staff that handle this. So I'm going to flip this up. Now I will ask you to be honest. This is anonymous. Whatever the answer is, go ahead and select the best answer. So the poll should be up and you can just select an option. So again, the question is how and how often do you track your competitors? All right, good. We got some responses. That took a second. I got nervous for a minute. All right, so I rarely track my competitors. I follow the buzz. I dedicate time for this regularly. And then for those rock stars out there, I actually have tools or staff that handle this. Interesting. All right, we're at 76%. So I am going to, 82. All right, I'm going to close it just to keep us moving. And let me share it. Dmitry, you know I have a hard time reading it because on my side it's so small. So go ahead and read this for us here. What do we got?
So a quarter says I rarely do this, which means I'm flying blind. 60% say I follow the buzz, social news, and only 18% say I admit to dedicating time regularly, although you didn't ask how regular is regular. Could be
Right.
once a year. And then nobody has the tools or the staff to handle this. So I'm going to say this, from my perspective, we're obviously a know-how vendor, right? Whether it's coaching or software or whatever, service even. And you start with the fact that you don't even always know who your competitors are. If you're not following, if you're not using the tools that Michele is going to be talking about, you don't even know who else is eating your business. That's one part, right? So for us, we'll show up some newfangled, AI will, push the magic button and AI will, give you more children or whatever it is. That's like, now and then it comes out, right? But I'll leave you with a thought that's you have a problem. It's only a problem if you do not address it. If you address the problem, it's actually an opportunity. So everybody's got an opportunity here. Michele?
Dmitry, you're so good at those little nuggets. I love them. And this is why we love asking these polls, because now knowing that 0% of our attendees today are using tools, this is going to be a great session for you because we've got pages and pages of awesome tools, many of which are free. So we'll get to that. Let me keep us moving so I know we have enough time. All right. So let's first look at triggers, right? What are the things that competitors are doing or might be doing that you want to be watching out for, that you're going to want to be paying attention to so that you can then take action on your side? So your competitor is raising their prices, or maybe on the flip side, they're significantly dropping their price, or they're doing markdowns. Maybe they're selling out of certain products and you have those products in stock. Maybe your competitors are launching a new product line. Well, we're going to talk about social tools that can automatically track this for you and send you an alert. So you don't even have to manually do it. Competitors are offering promotions and of course reviews. Online reviews are super important, not just for you to be paying attention to your competitors' online reviews, but also your own online reviews. So mystery shopping. Now, when we think about mystery shopping, we're probably thinking about, sending someone into the store, the brick and mortar store, and that's part of it, right? But Jeff, take us through in 2025 what mystery shopping or competitor shopping looks like.
So this is just one element of you better knowing your competitors, and you can't do this to all of them, but you should be doing this to many of them. And this is putting yourself in the consumer's shoes and experiencing the competitor through the consumer's eyes. Sign up for all of their email campaigns. Sign up for their text alerts. Absolutely visit their physical stores. And when I say that, it's often an aunt or an uncle or a colleague if it's a small town who might know the staff. I mean, and that's fine. There's no malice in that. But walk the aisles. How are they merchandising? And it varies tremendously between the types of retailers, but are they using standard vendor shelving and i.e. they all look the same in the quote unquote hardware space maybe? If so, then what differentiates them from you? Is it service? Were you greeted? Can you get help? Certainly a quick pricing assessment in your mind of some key items, and absolutely buy something. Feel how their staff processes a sale. Feel their point of sale system and how you have to sit and wait for the credit card to go through. Does the clerk, say, yeah, it's always slow? Really be a sponge. Take it all in. And websites, buy online also. Purchase online also. Feel the checkout process. Some of them are so eloquent and some of them are clunky and frustrating. And you knowing your experience through your competitors will help you refine yours perhaps. Wow, is mine like that? It should be sending you back into your stores for the same assessment. It should be sending you to your checkout for the same assessment, especially if you uncover anything, exciting or otherwise. But we really want to look at every single thing they do that your
And
customers. Go
I'll
ahead.
add to that too. I'll add to that too, Jeff. Not just their website. Don't end it there. Do they have a mobile app?
And do they have a Facebook store? I mean, the list goes on. Anything they do, and it's a lot of energy, and doing it, it's not a one and done. And yeah, it costs $50 here and there to buy some stuff, but that value in then recording this session in your mind and in notes, and when you get that package in the mail, take pictures of you opening it. Just today I opened a box that had 0 dunnage. The box was this big and the part was this big, flailing around. Now I know, thankfully, that wouldn't have gotten damaged, but did they? I mean, all those things really matter. And taking it all in is important for you.
Absolutely. So while we're on the subject of competitive shopping and being on their website, let's say, look at their website, look at the homepage, look at the promotions, look at the product pages, and that's this next section here. So really take a look at how many images, what do their descriptions look like? Do they offer free shipping? What is the language on those product pages? Do they offer buy now, pay later options like Affirm or Klarna? Just look at what they're doing, or more importantly, what you're not doing. And again, the whole point is to learn how they're running their website and all aspects of their business and comparing it against your own.
Can I just add one thing too? Oh.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I was going to say, and also make sure you view it from the eyes of your customer. Like, what's your customer looking for? So if you know your customer, like if you're looking at your pages, your competitors versus your pages, see it through the eyes of your customer and what they're hoping to get out of that experience.
And I want to highlight one word that's on here, 2 words, I should say, return policy. We were just talking about Costco right before this session about how easy their return policy is, and that is actually a really important factor, especially with online shopping. Are they charging a fee, a stocking fee? Are they charging for return shipping? What are they doing? What are you doing? Really look at their return policies and how it compares to yours. All right, next, Jeff said it. I'll reiterate it. Email signups. This is so simple. It's so easy to do. Get your email on their email list, right? But then you actually have to pay attention. Look at the emails. Look at the subject line. Open it. Look at the design, the layout, the promotions. Pay attention to how frequently they're sending their emails. Are they just hitting you with promotional emails? Are they doing more personal emails from a certain person welcoming you? Just pay attention. to what they're doing and what they're saying and how they're saying it. Again, you don't want to copy it. You don't want to do the exact same thing and slap your logo on it. That's not the goal here. But look at what they're doing and how you're doing it differently.
And then when you buy, how do they change?
Yep. Depending on the platform you're using, you can have, like at Celerant, shameless plug, we have an email marketing platform, our own platform. It connects to our website and our point of sale software. As soon as you buy something, as soon as your customer buys something, our system can send an automated email thanking them for the purchase, giving them the link to the product page and encouraging them to post an online review. All of that helps with SEO, with validity, with customer experience. So pay attention to what they're doing and how they're doing it. And all you have to do is fill out a form or subscribe to their newsletter and just pay attention when those emails come through. Same thing with SMS. Now, Dmitry, you said it the other day, some people hate it and won't do it. Some people love it and live by it. My feeling is you need a combination of everything. You want to do the emails. Getting harder and harder to get through spam filters. Email deliverability is more challenging now than ever. You got to break through the noise by personalizing everything. SMS alerts, text message marketing, or if you have an app, push notifications. Bypasses spam filters altogether, goes right to your consumer's phone. Sign up for your competitors, text alerts. And again, pay attention. What kind of messages are they sending? The list is here. I won't read it. You can see. But how often are they texting? You do not want to text as often as you send an email because they're going to very quickly opt out. But pay attention to how your competitors are doing it so you can compare.
So Michele, I'm curious, is there an age dynamic here? Are there generations that are more receptive? And secondly, are there generally better promotions by text than by email?
So here's what I'll say to that. Yes, to your first question, there's definitely a generational factor here. Younger people are on their phones all day, every day. You want to get them, text them. The best way to get me is either my work email or text me. Otherwise, my personal email, I'm not even looking at it because I just don't have time. But texting goes straight to their phone. And absolutely, that is what you need if you're trying to hit that generation. For your second question, like if you have an app, where I see the most success with those push notifications or even text messaging is when you have a loyalty club and you have real loyal customers. Because if I'm getting text messages every week from some company I don't care anything about, I just started shopping with them one time, that's going to annoy me. But if it's if it's a retailer that I love to shop at, that I have a loyalty program, I use my rewards, I welcome their messages and I want them. And it's a great way to communicate. And so, be mindful too of what type of messages you're sending. If they're part of your loyalty club, you can do a lot. You can be more personal. The key here, in my opinion, with text messaging and push notifications and even email marketing these days, make it personal. Those mass messages do not work anymore. You're going to get opt-outs left and right, and you're going to be flagged as spam. But when you can personalize those messages and have it really be specific to that customer based on their purchase history, their buying preferences. If I like this brand and I hate that brand, I don't want that retailer to send me anything about that brand that I hate. But with personalized messaging, you know what they like, and you can send your customers exactly what you know they like.
And I want to reinforce the idea that, especially with SMS, but also potentially with email, you don't have to track just your competitors. You can learn from anyone, right? If you like buying from Carhartt or Brooks Brothers or whatever, right, Puma, right? They all have different messages. They all have very sophisticated systems in place. And I know that I learn a lot just by, essentially getting updates and those kinds of alerts from my favorite brands. So it doesn't have to be just the competitors themselves.
Yep. Well, what it is you're just paying attention, right? And when you see something you like, you remember it and you apply it. Awesome. All right, so next is online reviews. So this might not be something that you do currently. hopefully you're keeping up with your own online reviews. And again, just to reiterate, you need to be replying to every single review for your own company, even the bad ones. Nobody's perfect. We can't make everybody happy. People will post negative reviews as much as we don't like that, but how you respond to those negative reviews is what's going to be most important. Keep it professional, give a response that maybe you don't want to argue with them publicly, but professionally you can say something that shows that, you know, what you're saying is actually the truth, or, you know, just thank them for their feedback. But checking your competitors' reviews can also really help. What is their relationship with their customers? What's their tone? How are they responding to their customers? Are they even responding to their customers? How can you respond differently to encourage loyalty and repeat business? And reviews are more important now than ever. Most people, before they buy anything, they're going online and they're reading reviews. And it's not just Google, it's so many sites these days. Yelp, social media, you can post reviews, of course, Google, website reviews. There's so many different opportunities for consumers to post reviews. And another thing about reviews is it's really helpful for SEO. So the more reviews that you get, you'll get more rankings organically, because all of those review sites will show up. And you don't want to have just a 5.0, 5 stars, because that almost looks fake, right? Nobody's perfect, and everybody recognizes that. So like, this is Treats Unleashed. This is one of our many retailers. I mean, they're doing it all right. It's all good, right? They got 629 Google reviews. By the way, this is just for one of their 35 stores, because the reviews are based on the address. This is Google My Business we're looking at here. 629 reviews, 4.9. Phenomenal. And look at your competitors. What do the reviews look like? This review here, the customers are uploading pictures. Encourage your customers to upload pictures. I was in a retail shop last week. I was checking out. As I was checking out, the cashier said to me, "Oh, if you want to go on and post an online review, I can give you a $5 credit." Absolutely, right there at the counter. Picked up my phone, 5 stars, wrote a quick thing. She watched me push submit, and I got $5 off a future purchase. So it's so easy. You just have to be asking your customers, and again, looking at your competitors to see how they're doing this. This last image here is actually, I think that's Facebook. So same thing on Facebook, encourage reviews. 88% recommend, and they have 480 reviews on Facebook alone. All right, Google Alerts. So, well, for the 4 of you here, how many of you have Google Alerts set up that get emailed to you every day? All right, good. I can't ask the audience that in real time. I could have done a poll about it, but that's okay. Google Alerts is so simple and it's free. So for those of you who don't have a Google Alert set up, I'll walk you through how to do it. It's super simple. You go to google.com/alerts, and then you just follow the prompts. So you put in, first of all, if you don't have a Google Alert set up for your business or even your name, I suggest you do that. Put it in quotes, because there might be a lot of Michele Salernos out there. But Michele Salerno, Celerant Technology, maybe my product name, Stratus Enterprise, of course, for your business, it's going to look different. Set up the alert. And what we're encouraging you to do here is set up an alert for your competitor. So put your competitor's name there. Now, there is a little settings button, I think. There we go. So right over here where you see the show options, you click on that. You can get an alert every day. You're going to get an email. Whatever you set up to automate, Google is going to send you an email every day. And as soon as a name, a company name, a product, whatever you put in there that you want to receive an alert, you're going to get an email every day showing you what is being published on the internet. So I set mine up for once a day. You can define the sources. You can really break it down and get as granular as you want, but ultimately you can put in as many search terms as you want. Set the alert. Every morning I get my Google alerts. Now it's one thing to set them up. it's another thing to actually take the 2 minutes a day that it takes to actually open the email and actually pay attention, right? So I suggest you set up alerts and then you take the couple of minutes each morning to open those alerts. And some days you won't even get an alert because it's not going to be included, nothing new in the news. But as soon as something new is happening, partner announcements, new product launches, big promotions, any kind of PR or anything like that, you'll get an alert to your inbox. And it's a quick and easy way to stay on top of your competitors. And it's free. I think I forgot to mention that. All right, now we're going to get into my favorite part, which is a little bit more technical. And I'm going to do my best to keep it high level, especially considering that 0% on today's call actually are using tools like this. So first I want to ask a question. Well, there's 6 terms up there. On-page SEO score, backlinks, organic monthly traffic, organic keywords, domain authority, and load time. 6 terms that are super important in the online digital world. So when you think about those 6 terms, here's the answers, right? I know all of these for my site. Not that you know what the terms mean, but you actually know what these ratings are for your website. So I know all of these for my site and some even for my competitors. You're a rock star if you do. Next, I know a few of these for my own site. I don't know any of these for my own website. Or wait, I'm not even really sure what this all means, right? So again, it's anonymous. Please be honest. Judgment-free zone, and I'm going to launch it. All right, so hopefully you see it there. You can go ahead and select the one that is most applicable. So we've got on-page SEO score, backlinks, organic monthly traffic, organic keywords, domain authority, and load time. Okay, votes are coming in. We're at 32%, so this is probably something you really have to kind of read and digest. So take a few minutes. We'll leave this one up a little bit longer, but this will be very interesting to see where everybody sits. Now, knowing that everybody on this call is not necessarily a marketer, it's okay if you don't know any of these terms. It's totally okay. We're going to go through a lot and learn a lot in the next 30 minutes. All right, we're at 60%. So go ahead and click it if you're right about there. Okay, I'm going to close it and share it. Dmitry, you want to go ahead and read these?
So 8% are rock stars.
Wow.
Next webinar, you guys are leading. So the 38%, which is a good number, know a few of these for your own site, and a little bit over half don't know any of these for your own site. Nobody admits to not knowing the terms, which I am a little skeptical about, but again, it's an opportunity because we work through marketing trying to sort of break through the cognitive fog out there through all the competition. I can tell you 100%, all 6 of these, with a possible addition of GEO score, which is like, try to keep up with the Google stuff, are key to like doing really well. And your bigger competitors are doing and knowing these really well.
All right, good. So let's jump in to these next couple of slides here. Okay, you see the SEO monitoring. Okay, so we're going to go through really 3 main areas of digital tools. We don't have time to talk about every single tool that you see on the screen, so I encourage you to take a little picture or download the deck later. every tool that's on these slides I love. I'm going to talk about 2 or 3 from each slide and give a use case, at least one use case for each of these slides. And we purposely tried to give a range, right? Because not everybody has huge marketing budgets or really much of a budget at all for these types of tools. So depending on, if you're working with an SEO agency, or shameless plug, at Celerant, we have our own SEO team who can help and do this for you. And of course, our team is using tools like SEMrush and many others, right? But if you're just working on this on your own and don't have someone to really understand how to use a tool like SEMrush, and you want to just get started with some of these lighter and even free tools, that's what I really hope that you do. Learn a little bit today, go take some of these, play around and see what you learn, because there's so much that you can learn when you're looking at SEO and paid ads and social. So let's jump in here. So we have 6 tools for SEO monitoring. I'll start by saying SEO, search engine optimization, is so important for your website. If you just launch a website and think you're done, you're not going to be successful. You need to have ongoing SEO initiatives and effort into your website. And you can pay a company to do it. You can hire an SEO third-party provider. Our clients can work with our team. You can have someone on your own team, but you have to be focusing on SEO. Otherwise, your website will really not be competitive. That said, I want to talk about 3 on here. I want to talk about SEO Quake, Uber Suggest, which I love, and then SEMrush, which is my absolute favorite. But of course, like I said earlier, if you don't have the budget or a more enterprise marketing team, that might be out of your range. So SEO Quake, that first one up there, it's free. And you can learn so much from using a tool like this. You can just Google it, go right to the web page. It's a browser extension. It's free, it's lightweight. It gives you tons of relevant SEO insights based on on-page data, so based on the copy that's on your page. You can use it to look at title and meta descriptions, which is important for SEO, header tags, H1s, H2s, but what's important here is it's going to tell you, of course, you may not know what it is for your website, but it's going to tell you even what these are for your competitor sites. And it's important to see what SEO copy and keywords and descriptions your competitors are using, and also just getting an understanding of where they sit organically. So check out SEO Quake. It's pretty easy to use and it costs nothing. Uber Suggest. This one is awesome. You get 3 free searches per day. So if you're someone like me, you'll go on every day and you'll use your 3 free searches, and that's it. Every day, go on and just take advantage of what you can at no cost. This is Neil Patel's solution. Now, for those of you who don't know who Neil Patel is, I suggest you write that name down, subscribe to his YouTube channel. He is an absolute genius. He is an SEO expert. Marcus Sheridan is another name I'll give you. Those 2 guys are my 2 favorites. But anyway, Neil Patel is who launched this Uber Suggest. It's free. You can upgrade to a $29 a month version. You can go to this tool. You can type in your website. Just type in your domain. And again, you can only do 3 searches a day for free. But when you type in your website domain, you can see for yourself and your competitors, because that's what we're talking about here today, you can see the organic traffic, how much organic traffic their website is getting versus paid traffic. You can see what their domain authority is. Now, I know everybody here claims to know what all those terms mean. Domain authority is very important. If you're a brand new website, you have 0 domain authority. And that's why it's so difficult to be competitive in the World Wide Web. Someone whose website like Celerant.com, who's been around for 25 years, we have pretty significant domain authority because we've been at it for a very long time. So domain authority, it's a score that Google that they give you, and it's very important. So if you don't know what yours is, go to Uber Suggest, type in your domain. It's going to tell you, and then you can type in your competitor's domain, and it'll tell you that too. It'll also tell you how many backlinks you have. Backlinks are very important for SEO. How many other websites are clicking or linking from their website to your website? Of those websites, how much domain authority do they have, right? If it's just some little irrelevant website, no offense to that website, and it's linking back to your website, it's not much help. But if it's a huge website that's very well known, that has tons of authority, and that's linking back to your website, that is going to really help. So how many of those backlinks does your website have versus your competitors? Top pages visited, estimated monthly traffic, keyword ideas. You can see which keywords your competitors are ranking for. And if you don't know what you're ranking for, you can see that too. So I could go on and on and on. What I suggest is you just visit the website and play around and just poke around. And you'll see it's super easy to understand and follow. You can also, and I recommend everybody does this, using Uber Suggest, you can do a website audit. An audit, start with your own website, and then of course you can do your competitors too. But run that audit, it's free. It'll tell you any SEO issues that your website has that might be or is impacting your SEO success. And again, it's free, so play around. Some things you won't be able to get access to. You may have to upgrade to a whopping $29, but have at it. SEMrush, love this one. This one is the tool that we use here. I mean, it is just a whole nother ball game. It's one platform that literally does it all. You can plug in your competitors' names. You can stay on top of product launches. You get market overviews, benchmark reporting, changes in market share. You can track which websites, not just backlink counts, but which websites are linking to your competitor sites. I mean, that's gold. Like, to know all of that stuff, to be able to then go out proactively and try to get the same type or the same type of authority sites linking to your site, that's what it's all about. I think the biggest thing from SEMrush is you can tell which keywords your competitors bid on, and their ad copy and their spend shifts. So, all right, I am going to go through a quick use case, being mindful of time here. So this one is with SEO Quake, which again is the free one. So what you'll need to do is just go to the website and click Add to your Chrome. It's just something that can overlay. It's a browser extension and it's free. So quickly add it on there. Then go to Google. You'll see a screenshot over here on the right. Go to Google and just type in this scenario, best women's workout leggings. And then in the SERP, that means search engine results page, you'll see SEO metrics under each competitor's result. So look at that screenshot over there and then play with it on your own. But that screenshot you'll see on the right side, that is the SEO Quake extension. So it's actually giving all sorts of valuable competitive information for all of those listings on Google. And in this case, we're looking at Gymshark. And so you can really dig in and you can see, okay, well, what keywords are they targeting? How many internal links, alt tags, and all that valuable SEO information. So I'll leave it at that, but I suggest that you get that onto Chrome and play and test it out.
I smell a shiny new object.
Yes, lots of shiny new objects is the hope here. All right, we'll keep it moving because it's already 15 minutes left. So digital ad monitoring, again, a whole bunch of tools here take a photo. You can look through them. You can Google them. I'm going to talk about just a couple of them here. Google Ads Transparency Center. It's free, and it's a really great way in one place to see all of the paid ads that your competitors are running, right? It doesn't give you much more than that, but it gives it to you all in one place, and you can see all the ads that they are running. It does not give any performance data. It's only going to give you the ads that they ran for the last 30 days, but it'll give you a really good idea of the types of ads they're running, the header copy, the ad copy, what images are they using, videos. You can even connect this to YouTube. YouTube video ads we'll show here as well, alongside with Google search and Google display ads. So if you haven't checked out these free tools, there's one for TikTok, there's one for Meta, and it's all the same concepts, all three of these. It's just an easy way in one place to see your competitors' ads, and all you do is go and type your competitor's name, and it all pops up. The last two that you see there, AdBeat and Moat, those two are not free. There's a custom price. The last one there has a free option, but if you really want to get in, you're going to have to upgrade. But these last two are really fundamentally different. They really go deep with the data and the scope, unlike what you'll see with the free ones. They crawl the websites. They're aggregating and analyzing the data. They're showing historical data too, not just last 30 days. They're really going to give you a comprehensive, competitive comparison of all these digital ads, again, that your competitors are running. And you may be considering, I know we at Celerant have considered, well, should we run ads on Facebook? Should we run ads on LinkedIn? Or this will really help you figure out, well, what are your competitors doing? Where are they doing it? What are they writing in their ads? Because when you're doing digital ads like this, the most important thing is message and copy. You need to get them with that headline and that very short ad copy text. So you want to know what your competitors are doing. What's the call to action? How are your competitors getting their consumers to not just look at that ad, but click on it, right? So these are some of the tools that really will help you do that. Retailer use case. So first, this is Google Ads Transparency Center. Super, super easy. This is a screenshot. You just visit the web page. And by the way, I put the web pages here. I went back just for a second. The links are there. So when you download this deck, you'll be able to just copy them. You can just Google it too. You'll find it in a second. But let's say I wanted to look up Gymshark. I just type the company name in that search box at the top, push enter, and poof, it's all here. Now this scrolls for a while, but for the sake of space, I only showed a little bit. But it shows all the different ads, the different sizes, the copy, exactly what Gymshark is putting in their paid ads. Next one is Meta. So this is for Facebook, this is for Instagram, same thing. Just visit the web page, enter the company name, poof, it's all there. You see videos here, right? Again, I'll say this, I read a stat somewhere probably 10 years ago that in 2025, video, 80% of marketing will be consumed by video. Well, here we are, it's 2025, and that is absolutely true, if not more so. If you're not doing video, if you're not on YouTube, posting videos on social media, doing live feeds on Facebook or Instagram, you need to. Your competitors are doing it, and you can watch even in their ads. They're running video ads. All right, this is the last technical slide. So hopefully everybody's staying with me here. Social monitoring, social media. What I didn't put on here is just social listening, right? The easiest thing to do, forgetting about all these tools, hopefully you're following your competitors on social. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever. Follow them, watch, pay attention. What are they doing that you're not? Are they doing videos? just watch. You probably don't want to engage with it, but you want to watch and learn and see how they're doing it. And you can keep up with it every day, because I'm sure everybody's scrolling on social media for their personal benefit at some point throughout the day. And so while you're doing that, you'll see your competitors as well. So here are 5 tools, though, that you can use for social monitoring. And I'm going to talk through really just 2 of them. The first one is X, Advanced Search, and that's free. So this is, of course, formerly Twitter, now X. But you can go on X Advanced Search, and you can filter and find specific posts and conversations or data. And now you can put in your competitors' names. You can put in your name, your company name, put in your competitors' names, and then use filters like sale or new collection or limited offers. And then what it's going to show you is your competitors with any of those terms, and really easily show you the types of things that they're putting in there, and you can set alerts to. Hootsuite, this is the one that I've used in the past, and I really love it. I mean, all of these are really good. Sprout Social is definitely on the higher end. Hootsuite is from $99 a month. If you are marketing on multiple social platforms, I recommend something like Hootsuite, because not only can you use it for competitive analysis, which is again what we're talking about today, you can also use it to centrally post all of your social media posts. So if I'm a retailer and I'm on Facebook and Instagram and whatever else, I can manage all of my postings right from Hootsuite. I can just log into all of my social channels. I can manage everything from one place. Keep it simple. But for the purpose of today's session, we're talking about competitive analysis. So you can also use Hootsuite to really go in and monitor your competitors. You can create, what is it called? You can create streams that you can associate your competitors to, and Hootsuite will literally monitor this and track it. You can even set it up so that it will send you alerts. So once you have it set up, you don't even need to do anything. It'll send you an alert. You can send your whole team alerts, so you can kind of keep everybody aware, and it's less manual effort. So quick use case here. Again, this one's using Hootsuite, which is paid. But let's say you're a retailer and you're looking to outperform your competitors from Black Friday to Cyber Monday, right? Everybody's looking to do that, and that'll be here before we know it. You can tailor your content and customer engagement in real time based on your competitors' promotions. So you can create what's called a watch list in Hootsuite. You can add 20 competitors. You can build streams to monitor all of those competitors' posts, trending hashtags, top performing content. What are your competitors posting on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, and how is it performing? Show me the best performing posts that my competitors made during this time frame. Poof, it gives it to you. So using tools like this is really what is going to help. But of course, a tool like this, there's additional fees.
I think a Hootsuite recruiter is going to be coming your way next, Michele.
Yes. Well, listen, the reason why I love these webinars is because we do this every month, and we're here to educate, right? So you guys are usually educating on OpentoBuy, and what I can really educate on is marketing. So, our goal here always is just to teach our retailers how to be better retailers. And like I always say, if you leave each webinar with 1 or 2 little nuggets that'll really help change your business, then it was worth the 60 minutes.
It's been inspiring.
Awesome. All right, so we went through a ton of stuff. I don't usually talk so fast. We usually keep it more conversational, but I had a lot to go through there. So some of you may be thinking, oh my gosh, this is so much. What do I do? How do I do it? Who the heck is going to do all this? I don't even have time to sit in this webinar. Really, you need to dedicate staff for this. And it can't be just one person. Planners, designers, buyers, of course, marketing, operations, all of the above. I really believe that For the stuff we started out with, the first couple of slides, everyone should be doing it. All of these people need to be subscribed to your competitor emails. They need to be following your competitors on social. Everybody needs to stay aware and listen and learn. For the stuff we ended with, all the technical digital stuff, of course you can't have everyone doing that. That's crazy. But you could have a third-party company, or even, you know, our team here at Celerant can do all of that. Or if you have someone on staff, you want to make sure you get them the right tools and actually make it part of their job. But the key is all of the above. Everybody needs to be paying attention and learning and watching what your competitors are doing so that you can really differentiate your business. And Michele, I'm going to let you speak to that last one there. Shameless plug for Montclair State University.
Yeah, so definitely consider hiring interns. So all of our students are required to have internships to graduate. So even smaller projects or something like that, definitely my contact information is at the end. And even if you're not sure what that might look like, but you have a few things and tasks or projects you need help with, definitely I'd be happy to chat through it and talk about it. It's something that we're always telling our students, especially a lot of students don't have any experience. And so they're trying to gain experience, and they're also willing to assist, and we're teaching them some of these tools. So even if it's not for these specific tasks, but maybe it's something related, buying help or planning help, definitely please reach out to me and let me know, and I'd be happy to start a conversation.
Yeah, and the key too is, I mean, most everything, with the exception of competitor in-store shopping, everything here is online and it's all digital. So even if your business is not in New Jersey, like Michele and I are, that's okay, because her interns can do all of this remote, and they're eager to do it.
And they always ask about remote internship opportunities.
Of course.
Jobs.
When we talked, Jeff, what did you say earlier about the generational?
I think about it a lot.
Yes, as we all should. Yes.
Actually, one more thing. It's not just for generating sales, right? If people, what we found is, if members of the team that aren't necessarily, you know, customer facing are doing this, like they just become better. You know, like the buyers can buy better because you know which vendors are being sold where. The store ops people, you know, can figure out a little bit better what they display, how to display. Like this level of awareness of what's out there really gets people outside their comfort zone, and it challenges them, even if they're not normally, like that's not normally your responsibility to try and figure out, you know, how to post online ads or something like that, right? Any level of this awareness increases the productivity for whatever it is that the staff member is involved in.
Absolutely. So Michele, walk us through this. When, right? We talked about all the stuff, the what and the how and the who, and now when.
When. So first I want to start off and say, make sure you start small. So pick one or two of those tools. Maybe it's, you know, one member of the team, two members of the team, three members of the team. Start small and begin to have the conversation. So think about, like, if it's planner and buyer who's going to look at, I wrote down specifically like Uber suggests. So if it's planner and buyer that's going to kind of look and see what's going on with competition when it comes to advertisement, maybe at the beginning of every Monday meeting, they kick off and they start talking about like what they found. And it could also even be maybe it's a holiday is coming up or a special promotion is coming up and you want to see what is everybody doing, you know, and so that's when it's best to talk about that. Monday kickoffs, monthly or quarterly, and this is going to look different for every single business depending on where your peaks are and what you really want to highlight, what you want to know more about. So I think, you know, setting up a plan of success. Don't just try to ad hoc kind of do it, but sit down and really establish, okay, what are we going to do? And then when. So at the Monday kickoffs, monthly or quarterly, the first of every month, we're going to look at XYZ. Before and after cycle counts, we're going to look at this, preseason, postmortem. And I would actually say each of these are very beneficial. I would look at each of these and carve out some time to make these part of the routine. Yes, and this should never be a set it and forget it. Thanks for pointing out. So you want to make sure you're continuously doing this and taking notes, because it allows you to then look back and also look forward at the same time.
Absolutely. All right, so we wrapped up everything we wanted to get through today, amazingly enough, and we are exactly at the top of the hour. So if you're able to stay with us for just 2 more minutes, awesome. Our next session is here. We're going to continue on the marketing theme for our next session next month. Date is yet to be determined, but we will be sending it out as soon as we have firmed up the date. In our next session, we're really going to be still talking about marketing, competitive intelligence, but really how you can tie that back to your open-to-buy strategy, because it really all has to be applied and filtered back to your planning. Also, one other mention, next week on Tuesday, July 22nd, 1 o'clock, I'll be hosting another webinar with one of our partners for ADA compliance. So speaking of digital marketing, speaking of e-commerce, for those of you who have e-commerce, if your site is not ADA compliant, which means it's accessible for all, regardless of any disabilities they may have, you'll want to join that session, because you are leaving yourself open to potentially a very large lawsuit. Not to mention a whole segment of the market that you could be selling to if your site is accessible for all. So check that out. It's all over social media. If you want to register, it's next Tuesday. It'll be recorded as well. All of these sessions are recorded. We have these on YouTube. There's a playlist, it's right there at the top, and you can check out all of our prior sessions if this is your first. We are grateful that a lot of you keep coming back every month, so thank you for continuing to come back. I'll put on here, last slide, is all of our contact information. Of course, our clients know how to reach me, but everybody else is here as well. If you're interested in learning about those internships, Michele is very interested to talk to you. Her email is there. I'll actually be speaking at her university this fall. I'm excited to do that and meet a bunch of those students myself. We'll open it up now. We're at time, but we'll open it up for a couple of questions. Looks like everybody's still on, so that's good. There is a question pane on the right-hand side of the GoToWebinar, so feel free to plug any questions in there. We can just take a minute and answer. I have one question that came through from Mike. What would you say is the most important SEO factor for my website? So well, there's a lot of important factors when it comes to SEO. I'm going to say 2 that I think are most important. Your technical SEO. And a lot of people may not think about that, but that's your actual website. That's the actual foundation that your website is built on, and the technical specifics behind that website, like load time and all sorts of things. And that you're going to want to make sure you work with your e-commerce provider to make sure that there's no technical issues with your website. That actually has a huge impact on your SEO. The second thing I would say is content. Content is king or queen, you know, that's the phrase that everybody says, and it is so true. So from a retailer's perspective, content would be, you know, product descriptions, content that you have on your pages. What I always recommend you do is have a blog and actually have someone who's writing content, right? So the best performing blogs are things like this product versus this product. If I sell bikes, I might compare a mountain bike to a road bike and write a blog, right? You've got tons of people at your, maybe not tons, but you have many people at your store who are very passionate about the products you sell. Tap into that, have them write a blog, educate consumers. Think about the questions. This is my biggest recommendation always. Think about the questions that your customers come into your store and ask. Write a blog for every question they're asking and post it on your website, because when people are going to Google and they're asking that same question, which chances are they are, if your customers are asking it, then if you make the title of that blog very similar to the question they're asking, there's a really high probability that your blog will start showing organically when that question is typed into Google. So
Thanks for the suggestion. I'm onto something now.
there you go. Put a blog up. But here's the thing, like Michele said, it's not as, unfortunately, it's not a set it and forget it. You have to continuously be posting blogs. I recommend 1 to 2 every week, which is a lot. But, you know, if you tap into all the people in your store and all that knowledge they have, I'm sure you can come up with a whole content calendar. We're at time, we're 5 minutes over. So thank you everybody for joining us and for staying on. We'll be sending you the recorded link soon. As always, Michele, Jeff, Dmitry, thank you. And hopefully we'll see you all next month.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye all.
Bye.